everyone, and welcome to Rapidops' new Vodcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a highly anticipated and buzzworthy topic, generative pre-trained transformers, or GPT, as you may know it from the viral AI chatbot, ChatGPT. It's taken the internet by storm and left us all with a lot of questions, specifically around what kind of impact AI technology has on business, both now and in the future. Whether you're a C-level executive, developer, or manager, this conversation promises to be an eye-opener, shedding light on the challenges, opportunities, and ethical considerations surrounding GPT and its applications. So let's get started. I'm Abby O'Donnell, Senior Marketing Manager at Rapidops, and joining me today is Jayesh Mori, Rapidops founder and CEO. Hey Jayesh, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Abby?
Doing well. Thanks for joining us today. So, Jayesh, let's kick it off. It's fascinating how AI technologies like GPT have gained so much attention in a seemingly short amount of time. With that quick rise to fame, I'm sure we have a lot of people watching who are still not sure what GPT is and how it can be used. So, can you take a moment to start us off and maybe explain to the audience what generative transformers are and why businesses should be using them?
Absolutely. I think it's such a fascinating time right now. I think next decade is going to be very, very different than the way we know the technology today, just due to these massive advances that we have seen in a matter of past couple of years uh, with technologies like ChatGPT. I think if you fundamentally look at ChatGPT, it's actually a machine learning model from the group of models called foundational models. And these models are trained with vast amount of data, trillions and trillions of words from internet, from books, from blogs, even from other multimedia formats like images as well. And just to give you an idea of the scale of this model, GPT-3, which was the original GPT model that was modified to build ChatGPT, was trained with 175 billion parameters. And recent ChatGPT-4, GPT-4, is assumed to have trillion parameters that it is trained with. Now, if you compare this to uh, average human, who is generally exposed to about a billion words in their life. Uh, so the amount of data that these models are trained on is absolutely massive. And this data comes from every different industry, every different domain. So that's what gives this model the power to answer any question that you ask them, just like you can get answer to any search query on Google. Uh, and fundamentally, these models, when you ask them a question, all they are doing is they are trying to predict the next word based on the previous words that it knows. So it's just the higher level of NLP technology. But given the training, given the way the model works, they are so powerful that it feels like they are actually thinking, and they are doing the higher order functions that only human brains are capable of. And when it comes to the use cases, given these models are really, really good with language, anywhere where you have content generation tasks, specifically in marketing or sales, even operations, or any research task, comprehension task, uh, they are very, very, very good at it. Uh, Definitely, there are some issues with facts or biases based on the data that they are trained on. But for most general part, you will find that these models do very, very well with any textual input uh, and any text-related processing in general, which is a lot of work, most of the work when it comes to our day-to-day jobs, information jobs.
Yeah, I think those are some great reasons why businesses should not only understand but also leverage AI technology. And I know at Rapidops, we've chosen to invest in and adopt a lot of these technologies to simply stay at the forefront of innovation. Can you offer maybe a few examples of how Rapidops is using GPT models for itself and for its clients, and how it's made an impact on the company?
Absolutely. This is a great question. In fact, this is a question that I get a lot from a lot of our customers and partners as well. What are you guys doing with this technology? And we have been early with this technology. We have set up our own AI machine learning function for years now. And as soon as we heard about the potential of this technology, we invested heavily in exploring them all the way from the technical perspective to the use case perspective. Uh, and initially, we found early use, even before ChatGPT, we started using this technology in our marketing departments to conduct the research on content marketing topics, also to generate outlines and to generate first drafts of the articles, which are then edited by our senior editors and improved for final publication. But just within that one department, in our early experiments, we found that what used to take us days and weeks, we were able to finish that in hours. So there was a massive productivity gain, and that got us started uh, to find other use cases for this technology. And at this moment, we use ChatGPT not just for marketing, but for also our sales. For example, writing proposals, writing personalized emails, also producing certain marketing materials, sales enablement materials. We use ChatGPT a lot. Besides that, even in our operations, in fact, even in my day-to-day research, I rely on ChatGPT for certain broader topics as well. And we have seen tremendous outcome in terms of productivity and quality as well when it comes to information processing task. One of the recent use case that we have implemented is around analytics. We are feeding ChatGPT uh, data, and it is able to answer questions based on that data, and it saves tremendous amount of time. Uh, and for our clients, like we are right now working with one of the large entertainment company, and we are building similar on-demand analytics for them so that their customers can just ask plain questions in natural language and get answers on demand versus building dashboards and charts manually. We are also training a model like GPT-3 for a manufacturing client. We are also doing something similar in retail, fashion, and high-end jewelry retail. Uh, and these models will have power to transform customer experiences, even productivity of your frontline staff, and it can also give more productivity to your day-to-day information workers in every department and every role. So we've been tremendously successful, and we are seeing massive interest from our clients around these technologies as well.
Yeah, those are some great examples of AI being used to streamline processes and enhance efficiencies, especially for those manual, very time consuming tasks. And I think it leads perfectly into my next question, which is a top concern among a lot of AI users. We hear these wonderful use cases and it's exciting, but at the same time, in the back of a lot of people's minds is the question, will it replace us? And this is an important question because when it comes to adopting really any technology, striking a balance between, leveraging its capabilities and maintaining human expertise is crucial. So what are your thoughts on achieving this balance, and what potential new roles or job titles or functions do you envision coming out of this as a result of the growing partnership between humans and AI?
This is a great question. I think the first way to look at this is, anytime a new technology comes to the market, first there is a lot of hype about it. And this hype will feed uh, opportunities ideas, and also fears. And this question actually uh, is more focused around the fear side of it, the downsides or the impacts of this technology. And uh, as you would probably learn from the internet publication, recent internet publications, you would find that within this hype cycle, this fear and this job related concerns are actually trending recently. And many of the experts are also voicing their concerns around regulations. But primarily, the way we look at this technology based on our experience using it is that currently it's definitely powerful, but it's limited to giving you a productivity boost. So, can it replace the content writer? I don't think so, because it's still not mature enough. But can it make the content writers more productive? Absolutely. It can it can make them massively productive. And I think what we will see is maybe more of this in near term. Every single role that we see today will still be here, but those job descriptions and duties will be enhanced with the use of AI. But as we think about little longer term, as this technology matures, people are talking about new concepts and next stages of chat gpt in terms of auto gpt, which is a machine's ability to take a complex instruction, break it down into subtasks, and then delivering that end to end. When we receive this kind level of autonomy with this technology, there may be a risk for some basic jobs like admin assistant, again, base level of content writing, maybe data entry operators, or maybe even other simpler jobs, which requires taking some information, digesting it, and producing small, reasonable outcomes. But I think there is still time, and I think this is the right time for people to start exposing them to this technology and really learn some new skills like prompt engineering, which is all about how do you use this technology to its full potential to enhance your productivity. And these skills will go a long way uh, in short term and also in longer term too. Now, having said that, my mind always goes back to the fact that every time technology advances, it creates more opportunities than it takes away. And history actually proves that. So this time, I think the similar trend will play out, in my opinion. But the time during which we have to adjust between adopting this technology while it becomes mainstream and reskilling ourselves, uh, that is going to be crucial. How much time we get to do that, because the technology is expanding very, very rapidly in this case, and having a mass level of reskilling is not an easy feat. So the faster we all can adopt it, the better, because this technology is here to stay. It is not going away, and it will get more and more investment, more and more innovation. So it's up to us how fast we adopt it now, in my opinion.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of it is, how you look at it and, how quickly you can adopt to things. I think another major concern at the top of a lot of business leaders' minds that could also be rooted in some fear, but also some legitimacy too, is data privacy. You've heard the saying, with great power comes great responsibility. And as GPT offers, immense potential, we've also seen that there are some data privacy concerns and potential biases associated with its use. Can you speak to, the different opinions or perspectives around that issue, and how is Rapidops advising its clients?
Absolutely. I think it's one of the biggest concern right now in the market, because almost every business wants to get access to this technology and start using it in their operations. Uh, I think bigger than the data privacy, in my opinion, the concerns of biases, the model hallucination, having just historical training data, not live data, uh, and the copyright concerns. These are the even bigger challenges to think about and address. But specifically, if we talk about privacy, I think currently even companies like OpenAI and Microsoft, they are offering, or at least they are in midst of offering the new models and API access that will allow you to securely use these models without using your data to train their model. Also, if you notice the trend in past couple of months, a new set of models are constantly being launched. In fact, new set of companies, there are hundreds of companies that have launched just in last quarter. They're all about monetizing and productionizing this chat GPT like technology for enterprises. In fact, Facebook launched a research focused model called Llama. Then Stanford took it and created a model called Alpaca. Then Databricks announced Dolly 2.0. Hugging Face built open source models. So there's a ton of innovation being put in the industry about leveraging this technology in an enterprise setting. And they all are addressing these privacy concerns at some level. And what we see with our clients is they see that this technology has fascinating use cases within their business, and they have interest in creating a specialized version of this models to address their opportunities. And when you do that, it gives you two advantages. One is it definitely can run within your own environment, so you don't have to expose your data to external world. And second thing is, because these models are focused, they don't require as much of the computing power and as much training, and that also help reduces the cost too. So we are still, when it comes to our client, we are advising them to really first understand and identify the use cases and opportunities for these technologies. And based on that, we tailor our approach to them, and we also advise them differently on their privacy concerns. And I think it's important to notice as we are talking about this, like Samsung had some employees who went ahead and started using ChatGPT, and they ended up exposing some data to the external world. And Samsung banned using this technology altogether. So it's a very, very serious and important concern for enterprises to make sure that when this technology is being used, their data and their customers are safe. That's the approach we have taken so far with our clients and even our own use of this technology.
Mm-hmm. Well, last but certainly not least, it's been a pleasure having you, Jayesh. And I'm going to leave you with this question. So, you've been working in the technology industry for years now, helping clients leverage, technologies just like the ones we've talked about today. As we look ahead to the future, and what possibilities it holds specifically for businesses, what are some new innovations that you're most excited about coming out, within the realm of AI?
This is a great question. I think, so far, if we just go back a couple of years, or even early last year, this technology like ChatGPT was not very mature. It wasn't even launched. And at that time, it still felt like we are just feeding tasks to the machines and they are just following our instructions. But with this recent innovation, machine can not only do just the task for us, but they can also think, they can also reason, they can also comprehend, which is higher order cognitive function that every human does on a day-to-day basis. Now, this technology combined with few different domains and new innovation, it can unleash the whole new era that we can probably not even comprehend right now, but I'm sure it is going to unleash in next a decade or two. It's not too far, right? So I'm personally very fascinated that now machine can do higher order tasks for us, whether it's writing, whether it's reading and comprehending, whether it's actually actually analyzing data and giving you answers. Uh, and these are universal skills that applies to every business, every project, even to medical and pharmaceutical research as well. Uh, in fact, think about it this way: ChatGPT has aced every single test, uh, like across all the domains with highest percentiles. So the amount of knowledge and information processing capabilities we have at our hand can be deployed in many, many ways. And that is super, super exciting. But it does come with a challenge that, the question you asked, will it replace the jobs? Well, we have to find the right balance between what machine is good at and what humans are good at, and retrain and reskill ourselves to actually be successful in this new age of technology.
Yep. Well, it's been a value-packed conversation, and thank you, Jayesh, for sharing your insights with us today. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in. It's clear that GPT and other AI technologies have a tremendous potential to transform businesses and drive innovation. We hope that you found this episode informative and insightful. Be sure to follow Rapidops for more updates and discussions on the latest trends in AI and technology. Until next time.
Thank you, Abby. It was a pleasure.